People just released today the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. This is a vlogger camera for vloggers and content creators. Wide angle 18mm lens. That's cool. 3-inch flip touchscreen. That's cool. Real-time tracking and autofocus for the eyes. Cinematic vlog. Okay, let's face it. People have been using cameras for like 5,000 years. Come on, guys, remember when you used to go on a date with your Polaroid camera? You didn't need to color correct anything. You don't need this S-log. You know what S-log stands for? It is a log of S. That's what it is. They're selling you a bag of goods you don't need. Nobody needs any of this junk. Nobody needs a cinematic camera. 20 megapixel 1-inch sensor. Do you really need a 1-inch sensor for vlogging? I mean, come on. 4K 30 frames, that's nice. I don't expect them to put 60 frames in here. This S-Log 3 and 2, as I said, come on. Touchscreens have been around forever on a cell phone. Bokeh, this bokeh switch and face priority. And get rid of this bokeh stuff. When I film something, when I make a video, I want to see everything in the background. People who need it to be blurred in the background, you got a problem. Something's wrong with you and your S-Log. So you don't need this bokeh stuff. The product showcasing, how many people really use that? How many people? Okay, so maybe a cool camera. I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, wow, you know, I could have this thing for about 400 bucks, maybe 500 before the preview came out. Maybe 400, I'll go buy one. Even if I don't need it, you know, $400, you spend $400 on a popsicle, so not that expensive. Make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, and like that all of us ask you to do that you don't do. Big waste of time. Let's face it, nobody clicks on that subscribe and the dingy notification. So the price of this thing is $898. This is 900 bucks for a little pocket camera. $140 more for a hand control, a little hand tripod with some buttons to control it. Who in the world's going to spend 900 bucks on this thing? Okay, some vloggers maybe. Let me tell you the problem. Sony, all these companies, all they think about is profit. They don't think about marketing properly. They got an AX53 camcorder that's, what, 5 years old? Same with the Panasonic. The Panasonic's got the HCV or W580, the 380. So I'm recording this video on my little Panasonic, 6 years old, 24 to 600 millimeter lens, not any of this 18 millimeter, 18 to 50 equivalent that they're talking about. 18 would be nice, but do you really need it? Seriously, my camcorder, you can go out and buy this camcorder I'm using right now for about $400, $497. Give you a 600 millimeter, the battery will last for about 5 hours. All right, so it doesn't have the USB-C that all you people are obsessed with. It doesn't have your S-Logger, and this one doesn't shoot 4K. Nobody needs 4K. You don't need your S-Log. You don't need your cinematic anything. They've sold you a list of things that you want, a wish list. You don't need any of that. Remember when you went on a date and you had that Polaroid camera with your honey? All right, you didn't need any of that stuff. You snapped a picture and you went in the closet. So, $900, are you kidding? Now, let me tell you, if you look at what's going on, the people that own the A1s, the A7s, they're so angry because they're not getting firmware updates. They're angry with Sony. People that own the camcorders, kind of upset with Sony. I'm upset with Panasonic. They haven't upgraded their cheapy little camcorder that I'm using now, $400 or $500 camcorder. Now they've got the, Sony's got the AX700. How many years old is that? And that's, what, 1,800 bucks? You can buy the FX30 for $1,800. The problem is the price. $900 for this is insane. And if you want to buy something like the FX30, which you should be buying, that's $1,800, and then the lens is, what, another $800 to $1,000. So you're talking $2,500, $3,000 for a camera. In that case, this makes sense, $900. Why spend the money on this when you got a cell phone, when you have a cell phone in your pocket? So you got a cell phone and you got a dedicated this. This isn't going to help you that much. You don't need this camera for $900. Just like you don't need the A7 if they're not going to give you firmware updates. And you don't need to buy a camcorder if they're not going to come up with something new for 6 years. So they've missed the boat. Sony, they're only thinking of profits. And who in the world is going to spend $900 on this thing? Nope, not me. $400, I would have bought one right away. $900, absolutely not. Now, if Sony was smart, Sony wants to make big bucks. They want to make major profit per item. So $900 for this, there's probably, what, $50 worth of, maybe $50, if that much, worth of product in here. There's major profit on this thing. Major profit. I know they have to market and they got to design. This is not that much more advanced than anything else out there right now. This is a cheap little vlogger. How many content creators are there? Most people are doing the cell phone, or like me, a 6-year-old camcorder. You don't need to spend $1,000 to put a video on the tube or on Instagram. I know it's a dedicated camera, but it's too much money. Now, if I was Sony, instead of selling this thing, and I know they would piss off a lot of people, instead of selling this thing for $900, I would have dropped this thing down to about $400. They would have sold so many of these things just because people would say it's $400. I don't care. I'll spend $400 and buy this piece of junk. Be a mitzvah. We'll all be happy. Now, again, if I was Sony, I'd say FX30, $1,800. What I would do is I would say, I'm going to sell you an FX30, and I'm going to give you a 300 millimeter, or like a 70 to 150, or something useful. What do they sell? Maybe up to like 250, 300. I'm going to give you that at a decent price. I'm going to sell you this camera and the lens for about $2,000. It's a nice package. Can you say package? You buy this package for about $2,200. People are going to go out and buy one after another. I know it's not going to give them the profits of the A7, but they're going to sell billions of these things because people are going to say, wow, I'm getting the camera and the lens for this great price. I would do that. I'd go out today. I look at the Sony FX30 and I say, $1,800 tax. Now you're talking like $2,100. Then you got to buy the battery, and you got to buy the memory cards, and you got to buy a lens. You're talking $3,500 for an FX30. Definitely were not worth it. But if that FX30 was a good price, they would sell so many, they'd run out of stock. So a smart company always has a competitive price where they sell so many, they make their profit with volume. A foolish company jacks up the price so high. Come on, $900 for this thing? Are you kidding me? By the time you're done, you're probably talking $1,300 for a vlog camera with your S-Logger. I was excited. I'm always excited. I was excited until I saw the video and I went, maybe. And then I looked at the price and I said, $900? Who in the world are you kidding? So Sony has missed the mark. Hardly anybody, there's not that many vloggers out there. I know people are shooting reels and their shorts, not their shorts, they're not taking video of their shorts, but they're making shorts. So, but you don't need to blow $1,300 to do that. So I don't know how many of these they're going to sell. Maybe they're going to sell a lot of them. Maybe they did some market research and people want this thing, but just lower your prices and make your profit in volume instead of jacking these prices up and offering something nobody wants. Again, I would love to buy, I'm using this Panasonic camcorder. It's a simple camcorder. I don't need a lot of menus. I don't need S-Logger and V-Logger and 2-Logger and I don't need any of that stuff. I need a simple, like the AX53 that I never bought because it's, I've got my Panasonic. I want a simple camera that costs $400 or $500, and right now I've got 6 of those things here. I've got the 4K. But it's a reasonable price. I bought a bunch of them. Panasonic's making a fortune. They're still selling them because people want them. They want the simple, they want the basic menus. They don't want all these bells and whistles and logs. You know, keep your logs and your shorts and your reels out of my house. So my review of the, what did I call this thing? What is it? The, hold on. The Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Comes in gray, comes in black. I don't know. Pre-order starting tomorrow. I wouldn't pre-order this unless it was about $300-400. So leave me your comments, leave me your thoughts. I'm an expert. I've got a YouTube channel, so I'm an expert in camera eyes. Go out and spend $50 and buy yourself a Polaroid camera. Shoot a couple photos. Tell everybody you're an expert with your logger and you color graded everything, and nobody will care.